So yesterday I tweeted out, if Greta wins the Nobel Prize, that will be 2 teenagers that have won the Nobel Peace Prize in the past 5 years. While everyone else complains about this next generation and their anti-social phone use, I call them the problem-solving generation. And that tweet has been retweeted 1,500 times. It resonates with people. Of course, you get the trolls and the negativity and everyone from she hasn't done anything to there is no climate change. Can't even imagine what she deals with. But my point is that I strongly believe in this next generation. I believe that they're going to tackle a lot of the problems that we have been ignoring for a very long time. And that's because of who they are, where they come from, their history, and the things that make them tick. And I know firsthand this generation because I have an 18-year-old and I have a 5-year-old. So I have like the bookends of this generation. And I have 1,000 examples of 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds who are doing amazing things. And when you combine that with the technology that we have and that we now live in this long tail economy where teenagers can solve very niche problems in anything that they're interested in, that's gonna cause a different experience for this next generation. And that's what I wanna talk about this week. We are on our way to Hawaii. I'm going to go speak at a university and then I'm speaking at a conference. My wife and 5-year-old are going with me. My wife is gonna go train, do open water swim in the ocean, and my 5-year-old is gonna hang out on the beach and we're gonna find some time to hang out in all of this. Another long flight with a 5-year-old. She's great. iPad and Benadryl. I'm kidding. I don't give her an iPad.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Chico. 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 You wanna go? Cash was like, is Chico going? I'm going too.
Hard working every day, I'm stressed out 24/7, babe. No timeouts. Wish we could fly away. You and I go to our favorite place. Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Make special memories.
How's it feel?
Together, I'll be your company now and forever. I say we fly away, you and me, go to our favorite place.
Aloha! We made it to Hawaii. We're here in Honolulu at the Hilton on the beach. Great spot. Sun's about to set. I'm gonna take some pictures of the sun, but I wanna talk a little bit about who this generation is. And so for me, it's basically any kid that was born around the year 2000. You know, a couple years before, a couple years after. There's something like 66 million of them, and they are the first true digital generation. They don't know what the world looked like before Google. They don't know what the world looked like before smartphones and devices. They don't know what the world looked like before Wi-Fi. And because of that, they think about the world differently. And there's 2 things that are going on that we have to think about. One is the fact that they are a digital generation. They think about marketing in a different way. They think about learning in a different way. They think about communication in a different way. So we have to consider that. We have to think about that. And we have to understand their history. What makes them tick? What did they go through? What are their experiences? Why do they think the way they do? And if we understand that history, we'll understand this generation a little bit better and we'll be able to work with them. By the way, their spending power is about $44 billion, and that's just their money. We're not even considering the family. When you add it all together, when the influence that they have on parents and buying decisions, whether it's cars, vacations, equipment, technology, when you put all that together, it's about $600 billion that this generation is responsible for. Let's talk about what makes them tick. We're going on a DVD hunting adventure.
Yep. DVD.
Do you know what a DVD is?
No.
You don't know what a DVD is?
Bobby, you should come back.
Huh?
Why are you just here?
I came into the water because it's raining.
Hey, fellas, look at the ocean.
Oh,
I've never been in the ocean.
I don't think I've ever been in the ocean when it's raining. Usually you come to the beach when it's sunny.
Yeah.
Usually you don't come when it's raining.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we like to do things crazy way.
we have more water.
Man, today was a rainy day in Hawaii. Pouring rain, since the moment we woke up till about an hour ago. It didn't stop us from going to the beach, however. I've been to lots of beaches. I've never been to the beach when it's pouring rain, like drenched, pouring rain. And the only place it was comfortable was actually out in the water. I want to make sure we have an understanding of this generation when it comes to technology, because they are truly the first digital generation. Just because they're born with this technology doesn't mean that they're good at it. We've given them a pass and call them digital natives. You were just born with all this technology. You just naturally know how to use this technology. That's not true. The Stanford study from a couple years ago showed us that 82% of elementary school kids can't tell you the difference between a sponsored website and a real news site. You just tell them that they can use these tools, and the truth is they can't. Imagine they could. So I think we need to take a step back and really think about, does this generation know how to use the tools that they have? And why have we given them a pass? And how do we take it back so that we can actually teach them how to use these tools? What we need to do is help students master those skills so that they can convert information into intelligence.
You said let's jump on the bus and take a ride downtown. Well, I don't know about that.
We had a beautiful day in Hawaii today. Beautiful sun, beautiful skies, the water's great, the water is nice and turquoise blue. I'm getting ready to go to a dinner, speaking tomorrow, and I want to make sure we understand who this generation is. Who is Generation Z? Because that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. I call them the Great Recession generation. This is a generation that was born when we were in the middle of a dramatic recession in the year 2000. And then it happened again in the year 2008. And then from 2008, it took 5 years to get the unemployment rate below 8%. So this generation, for the past 15 years, have watched America struggle, watched the world struggle, and the economy has just started picking up. And now we're talking about how the economy is gonna take a downturn. That's what this generation is used to. They watch their parents who were told, work hard, show up early, stay late, keep your head down, pay your dues, and you can advance through a company and you can go from this level to this level to this level. You stay with a company for 25 years and they'll take care of you for the next 25 years. You get a pension. And they watch their parents do that and then lose their job. Their older brothers and sisters were told, all you need to do is get a piece of paper. You just needed to graduate from college with a piece of paper. It didn't matter what it was in. Basket weaving. Get your piece of paper and you can have a good career. They watched their brothers and sisters do that, and then they watched them come home to live in the basement when they couldn't find a job with $200,000 in debt. That's what they witnessed. 60% of them are worried about the word work. What is work gonna look like for them in the future? Whether it was the music industry, journalism, banking, law, retail, they watch those industries go through this huge transformation. No wonder they're worried about work. And no wonder 72% of them don't wanna work for you at all. They wanna do their own thing. They also recognize that 70% of Americans are disengaged with the work that they do, and they don't want anything to do with that. Because wanting to do their own thing, wanting to be an entrepreneur is not about being rich. It's about having control and stability. That's what they care about. And even if they do work for you, they want to work for companies that are socially and environmentally responsible. They want to do work that is meaningful and purposeful, because they expect to have work with no pension, no benefits, no stability, no guarantees of future employment, no promise of advancing in a company, no pension plan. And so they want something else from work. And like I said, 72% of them want to work for themselves. Today, any student can pick up a laptop and start a business. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. 22% of students between the ages of 13 and 21 make some kind of living online. 16% work for themselves online, and 9% make a full-time living online. So this generation is looking at work from a different perspective. But that's not all that defines, because they are also what I call the 9/11 generation. I was told that I should wear aloha wear, so now I'm looking for something. I'm here to visit a university and present tomorrow. So I found my shirt. It's kind of cool. Very comfortable. Very. I'm headed to a full day of meetings, speaking at Hawaii Pacific University. It'll be a fun day. I left my phone in the room. That's twice. How relaxed am I that 2 times I left my hotel room without my phone. All right, so so day 2 of presentations, and I'm on my way to the Tech Expo and conference here in Hawaii, and I'm keynoting it, so we gotta go. I gotta get some coffee. Starbucks line is too long, so coffee is coffee. Coffee is coffee. So I call this generation the 9/11 generation. They have suffered the consequences of 9/11 and don't even know what happened on 9/11. They have no memory of what happened on 9/11. They've read about it in their 8th grade history book. They only know the world after 9/11. Global terrorism, domestic terrorism, the security, the paranoia, the surveillance, all those things are post 9/11, and that's the only world that they know. They're also the gun violence generation. This is a generation that has been growing up doing live shooter drills since they were 5 years old. And they are the climate change generation. 86% believe that humans cause climate change, and the majority of them feel like climate change will impact their lives while they are alive. They don't understand why it's not the number one issue for us. They see us talk about tax cuts and deficits and economic growth, and at the same time, the world is literally dying in front of their eyes. And now they're dealing with white supremacy, white nationalism as another issue. 72% of them believe that racial issues are an issue that they need to address. And so you have all these issues, and then you have pundits saying, you know, these kids today, they're antisocial, they're anxious, they're depressed. It has to be their phones. It's because they're stuck in their phones the whole time, and we don't think about all those other issues that this generation is dealing with. So they have had no choice but to be a problem-solving generation, because as they're getting older, they're realizing that we're not solving these problems, and these problems aren't going away on their own, and that they're going to have to solve these problems.
And be able to live my life here in the islands. And that is because Hawaii is my home.
I work for the Department of Education.
My wife is like super anti-screen
My wife?
time.
I thought you were going to tell me you're 14 years old. No. They're not going to learn from what you tell them. They're going to learn from what they see from you. Good luck. Go get old. It's hot. Done with my events and meetings here in Hawaii. Had an amazing time. Got to meet lots of interesting people. Got to hang out with the governor today and hear him talk. Got to speak to the community about the future of work and Generation Z and technology and the things that shape this generation. Hawaii is a special place. You have to come visit. And yes, they have the beaches and the mountains and the sunshine, but that's not what makes Hawaii Hawaii. Hawaii is Hawaii because of what they call aloha, the culture. There's just something about this place. And I'm not even talking about like island relaxation. That's not what I'm talking about. That's definitely there as well. I'm talking about the culture of community and togetherness. And it probably comes from the fact that Hawaii is further than any landmass than any other place in the world. And so you realize that, so you gotta take care of each other. That you have to count on each other. And that's what makes Hawaii special. And that's why I'm excited to engage with them, because I think they have the potential to do some really cool things. I will be back. I encourage all of you to come. Hi! So, we're closing out this video. Zella and I are going down to the pool.
Yep, I'm showing him the slide.
And we're gonna go down the slide. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe and share, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, how do you?
And I forgot.
On action? Okay, do it.
On action.
Oh,